Hello fans from Forever Football Show, welcome again to foreverfootballshow.com. Today with me, Filippo Milano and Thiago Silva. Once again,
Good
our
afternoon.
special guest, celebrity guest, Thiago Silva.
It seems that I am a special guest every time here.
Of course.
Thanks guys for inviting me though.
And all tanned, all relaxed.
Oh.
Where have you been?
I've been
Playing lots of soccer?
I've been playing a lot of soccer, and I've been in Dallas too, so it's hot down there, so got a little bit of tan.
Absolutely. Today's show has tons of great news. The European League starting. We will talk about the Sounders, of course, both here and in the CONCACAF. So without further ado, let's just jump in and start talking about let's talk about the MLS. The Sounders, the last result was last week. We already covered 0-0 against Chivas. But even without playing this week, we actually had a combination of results that was very favorable to the Sounders. And now we are in qualification zone for the playoffs. What do you think, Thiago? Are we going to make it?
I think this is a stage, of really knowing what we're gonna go. So in the three competitions that we're playing right now, I mean, or we go and make it, or we won't be able to make it. It's a very, very important time for us to get 2 more winnings, in the MLS competition, in the CONCACAF competition with Monterrey coming this week. It's going to be a tough game. So I think it's a tricky time for Sounders right now to see where we're going to head to.
Absolutely. And folks, today I have to already set the expectations. Today I'm playing here MC, moderator, and also technical support here because our good friends Aaron Lane and Jack Hilton, they are enjoying some other activities in the sun. So as usual, you know that this show is broadcasting live here from Georgian Dragon every Sunday 5 p.m. But today with the extra emotional possibility of some technical glitches there, so stay with us. Hopefully I'll be able to multitask here. Thiago, I'm absolutely with you. I think that this is a key moment. One thing that I was tracking is, so now, if the league was ending today, and there are still like 9 games for the Sounders, but if it was to end today, the teams making to the playoffs would have been LA Galaxy and Real Salt Lake on the western side. On the eastern side, you'll have had Columbus Crew and New York Red Bulls. No surprises there, right?
I think there is no surprises. I think they're the best team in the league right now. They have the best players. They're the most economical, better financial teams that can afford the better players. And I think those teams, they would be in this position because they have invested in.
And the Red Bulls schooled Toronto this weekend with a 4-1. Rafa Marquez with a fantastic goal from outside the box, 30 yards or so. Fantastic goal, showing what he's capable for and why he was purchased as a designated player. Fantastic. Now, the interesting thing about their results, so let's go through the table here. The other teams that will make to the playoffs would have been Dallas, San Jose, Sounders, and Colorado Rapids. But the interesting thing is that even though we have 29 points already, we have achieved those in 21 games. And there are 2 other teams, Toronto and Chicago, that even though they have less points, they have less games as well. And they could tie or pass us if they win all of their games. It's not an easy task for them either. But if they win all of their games, they could pass us and take us out of the playoff qualification zone. So it was actually a good thing to see the Red Bulls beating Toronto, taking points. The 2 teams that we have to watch now, in my opinion, and cheer for them to lose points is Toronto and Chicago.
I agree with you, but don't forget that about Chicago, we gave them Ljungberg, so that is a good sign for us.
He's our infiltrated. It's not their designated player. He's our infiltrated player.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope for the best then. But very key. The next game is going to be key for the
I
Sounders,
think,
right?
yeah, the next 3 games, I would say it's going to be the key for all this team that it's in that middle scene where they're going to head to. So I think this next game and the 2 other games are going to give us a little bit of more idea of who is going to achieve the qualification for the next round or not. So
I'm with
it's
you.
very important for the Sounders to keep focus, and especially when you play 3 competitions, and we Brazilians know, the Italians know too. It's if you don't have a very big squad, and not just big squad, a good squad to compete in 3 competitions at one point, because they're at U.S. Open, they are at CONCACAF now against Monterrey, and they have MLS. I don't know. It's hard. I
agree with you, but one thing to keep in mind is that Ziggy has actually managed to rotate players, not the best players in the squad, but they've been filling in.
Yeah, but I see some of the players that are not playing with a lot of time in the field. I don't think these players are technical good as the ones that are been playing for more time, and I don't know if we're going to struggle, but I don't know. I mean, it's hard to ask. You know, and I know. I mean, São Paulo when was playing Libertadores and Brasileiro and all that, or even Santos or stuff. No, they have a big squad and they have good players all over to rotate.
Yeah, I
so
agree. And they, even though we managed to keep a 9-game streak without any losses, that was very hard. And it was not enough. We need another 9 now if we want to make it to this competition finals.
I know. So you gotta have in mind that you're playing 3 competitions right now, and this is hard. I
totally agree with Thiago. I'm totally with him, and I think, but in my opinion, Seattle doesn't have the quality to manage 3 competitions.
Do you think that we should pick 1, 2, or which one would you pick?
I think at a position that we are as Seattle Sounders, and we should pick one competition to focus MLS.
Why?
Because I think at MLS we have a better chances of U.S. Open competition. It's it's okay. I mean, it's not that great a competition. We might even get there, but even if we win, we have won last year.
Yeah.
But I think MLS, because MLS we have a chance of being a champion, and who knows, the teams are kind of the same. I mean, you never know what we can do at MLS. Now, the CONCACAF competition, it's going to come some very good teams that we're going to have to play that I don't know where we're going to go. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that the MLS will be more profitable as well.
Yeah, and don't take me wrong over here. I want Seattle to win, but I just don't see it at CONCACAF. We've been able already this year to compete at that level. So let's pick one and focus in one.
This is what I would do. I would try to make out of this group stage in the CONCACAF just to be able to give the players that kind of experience. And the key will be to win the games at home. Maybe we tie or lose for a few goals outside and win at home. And that's what I'll do. Concentrate on the home games in the CONCACAF and concentrate on the MLS. And then the U.S. Open Cup is just a couple of other games that we, even without prioritizing, we might even win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta pick one and go with one.
The thing is that the MLS will be more profitable for us as well. That's where we get most of the public, and that's what the American public in general looks like. And it'll be good to just establish themselves, and maybe next year we'll be back to these international cups.
The only problem with CONCACAF is that you are facing teams that are very good, so at least you have to have a very good concentration. If not, you're going to do very bad figure versus this team, and you can go home with the 6-0, 5-0, especially when you play with team like Monterrey that they're used to.
Let's go for a quick. Now that you mentioned the Monterrey, we'll talk about that in the next segment. Let's go for a quick break. Stay with us at foreverfootballshow.com. We'll be back in just a minute.